This is DJ Rubbish on the ones and twos.
And I just come here to let y'all know it's about to get real filthy in this mother.
Patty, you ready? No.
No.
Yeah, I would say you're never gonna say yes, so we're just going to get started. All right, so welcome to episode 13 of In Todd We Trust. You can stream on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I have Patty Davis with us here today.
Yes.
Patty is super excited to get back into radio. I forgot until a couple minutes ago that you had a history in radio.
For my own benefit, I was not on the microphone.
Yeah. What did you do at the radio station? Did you do social media there
I just
too?
did events.
Oh, okay.
It was
That's
a lot
okay, got
easier,
it.
yeah.
Got it. Well, you never
Here I
knew
am.
you were going to get back. Yeah, getting back right into it.
Yeah.
So Patty also went to MSU and is actually a Harper's ambassador. She's a global ambassador for Harper's.
National.
Yeah, national.
I guess that
I'm
means
sorry.
global.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
just gonna shut
not
up.
necessarily, but yes, no. She worked at Harper's, and every city now that we travel to for work, she asks if there's a Harper's in that city. So, huge social influencer, big time. She's a big star on Instagram.
Total of 5 followers.
Yeah, right. And weirdly into horror films. So I say weirdly because if you know Patty, you know she hasn't seen many movies in her lifetime. So I don't know how we came on this conversation about you being like super into horror films. How did that come up?
I wouldn't say I'm super into them, but of the 20 movies that I've watched, probably 15 of them are scary.
That was just crazy. I actually like wrote down all, which I'll say in a second, like all of the scary movies that I've ever seen.
Okay.
Which I didn't think were that many, and then I like started naming them out, like writing them down. I was like, oh wow, I've seen like quite a few.
Right.
I hate scary movies, so I will not review a ton of them, but I know that with this one we were like, all right, you know, you had mentioned going to see this one, and it did look kind of interesting, but you know, mainly because I don't like I don't like the feeling of being scared and then I have to go home and think about it and then try to go to sleep with it on my mind.
Perfect.
And then secondly, just because like most of the time they're not like good films, right? Like,
Whoa.
you know, we could debate about it, but a lot of times like I just feel like they're like poorly written, and again, coming from someone who hasn't seen like I said, I've seen more than I thought I've seen, but it's definitely not my go-to for a movie choice. But you know, a lot of times they're really like cheesy and stuff, and also
Whoa.
I'm scared of that, and also I'm scared of the dark. So I mean,
Yeah.
like I grew up, I was a kid who was scared of the dark, and that kind of just continued to roll over into adulthood
Are you
to an
still
extent.
scared?
I wouldn't say I'm scared now. I don't like the dark. I prefer the light. I think that's a better way to phrase it.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, that's definitely a better way to phrase it. But okay, before we talk about the movie, I do want to talk about the Grammys first, because the Grammys just came on this past Sunday, and I have a lot of thoughts that I need to get out of there or get out there. I don't give.
I got shallow.
I did. So okay. So I didn't watch. So I know. Did you watch? So did you watch?
I stopped watching after that.
Okay, but you did watch. Okay, because I remember. I remember we were talking about like who saw the Grammys and who didn't actually watch. And
Right.
I never watched. Like I never watched the award show. I don't think I've watched an award show since like 2009, 2010.
Wow.
I just don't like watching award shows. All I want to know is who won. The big moments I can always look back up on YouTube, but like actually watching it live, it's just tell me who won. So and I also don't give a lot of merit to the voters' like opinions or public opinion for that matter. But it is always interesting just to talk about and see like, wow, they chose that person. I would be way more interested if they like gave a breakdown of why, like if in each category, instead of all the like pomp and circumstance around the Grammys, they like went through each category and said, here's how we landed on the nominees, here's how we landed on the winner because of these metrics. That would actually be super helpful and more interesting to me than just us wondering like who's sitting in this boardroom deciding on like who wins and all that stuff.
Right.
Anyway, with that being said,
Casey
the few
Musgraves
points.
won.
That was the first note I had. So Casey Musgraves, which we've talked about before, how much we like Golden Hour, the album.
Right.
I do not like country at all. I know you really like country.
Whoa.
I hate country. However,
and that's the end of this podcast.
Right, yeah. All right, wrapping things up. Get out of here. No, but no, I really like
She's
Casey
good.
Musgraves. I first liked her Christmas. I love Christmas music, so I liked her Christmas album that came out a couple years ago. And then High Horse came out last year, and I was like, oh, I really like this song. I assumed that the rest of the album would not be like it. I just thought High Horse was maybe like her popish
whole album is
single,
good.
but the entire album is really good. I did not think she should have won Album of the Year. But to be honest with you, as I started going through each album and I've listened to them, I was like, well, realistically, the only album that I would say was better was the Black Panther album. I'd say that her album was better than all the other albums, and that's saying a lot because
Is Black Panther from the movie?
yeah, it's inspired by the movie.
You want to know something?
No, it's too late. It's too.
So my mom and I, over the summer, we thought we were going to see Pink Panther at the open space.
Oh no.
We thought it was a family movie, like,
No.
going to be so fun. No kids. It was Black Panther. I left, but I did watch half of that.
So tell me, at what point did you realize it was not Pink Panther and it was Black Panther?
So I've never seen Pink Panther, which is the reason I was going. But they play like maybe a 5-minute clip, and then they put the preview up, and it said Black Panther, and it was very obvious that it wasn't. Especially when the movie started. Okay.
Yeah, I just feel like that conclusion.
I was waiting for that big pink thing, and it never came.
Yeah, I would have expected that conclusion or discovery came prior to going to the theater and buying the ticket.
Shoot.
But whatever. I'm glad that you at least saw half of it. It's not one of my favorite movies, but again, the album was amazing, and I think it should have won. This Is America won Record and Song of the Year. I think people got caught up by the message behind the song, which it is a really good message and an amazing music video.
I've actually never heard that song.
No comment. You know what? I'm not surprised though. I was actually expecting this conversation for the Grammy. I was gonna run through it because I was like, I know Patty's not gonna have like any reference of like all the different like categories outside of Casey Musgraves.
Right.
But yeah, no, I don't think it should have won Song of the Year. I think the song alone by itself, if there was never a video attached to it, probably wouldn't have even been nominated. Probably wouldn't have been that big of a record. But again, the powerful message behind it with the video is, I think, what catapulted its popularity. It definitely wasn't Song of the Year. I think All the Stars, again, off of that Black Panther album, should have won both Song and Record of the Year. Dua Lipa got Best New Artist. I agree. I think she had a lot of really good, healthy competition that it could have went to a lot of other. It could have went to like it was anyone's race, maybe for like 3 of them. I do understand why Dua Lipa won. She's been in a ton of stuff, and she's
I
really
cannot tell
talented.
you one song by Dua Lipa.
She. So I'm not a huge. New Rules. I'm not gonna sing it, but I played it
hear one
after.
line.
Yeah, if you hear it, I'm about to
Yeah.
say, yeah, you're Harper's girl. You've heard some Dua Lipa, like I guarantee. But I do like
She
I like
Cardi
her.
B, kind of.
Huh?
Cardi B-ish.
No, not even a little bit. She's pop, electronic
No.
pop type songs, but but I do like Dua Lipa. Her music is okay.
Okay.
But I do recognize that she's in a ton of stuff, and like obviously they're not gonna pick Grammys based off of just what I like.
Right.
Lady Gaga won Best Pop Solo Performance for Joanne, which is great. She did an acoustic version of Joanne, which that story behind that album and that song in particular with her aunt who passed away before she was born, whose writings really inspired Lady Gaga creatively. I think that was dope, and I'm a huge Gaga fan. Her documentary 5'2", if you haven't seen it on Netflix, is an amazing documentary, like detailing her the making of her album and leading up to the Super Bowl performance she had last year. So that's great. Ariana Sweetener, that won Pop Album, and I don't disagree with the pick this year. I don't think she had a ton of like amazing competition for it. So I'm not upset with that. I love Ariana Grande. Let me start with that. I love Ariana Grande. I did not like Sweetener. I love Dangerous Woman, and I like her new album. But Dangerous Woman is a classic to me, and she didn't win it because she was against Adele, and obviously Adele wins everything whenever she gets nominated.
Good.
She is a great artist, but that boggles me how she just wins everything. I think she's great though. But It's just like, it's a weird thing I have with Adele.
You
like,
talk shit, you go back.
It
She's
will,
great.
Yeah, right. I know. So okay, so my thing with Adele, real quick to sidestep for a second. She, I really like Adele. She has an amazing voice. She's really talented. Like a lot of her music. I don't get her mass appeal though. Like, I don't get why everyone likes her. You know what I mean? There's artists that I look at and I don't like them, but I understand why other people like them. And there's artists I have that I like and I understand why people don't like. I like her, but don't understand why like everyone likes her. Like, it's like,
Who
it's
do you
crazy.
think should like her? Just broken up girls by themselves?
I like her, so I definitely don't fit that demographics. But yeah, no, I don't know. I guess I wouldn't, if I just heard her music and like, let's say I was like in like off in the woods somewhere, just like completely disconnected from the world, right? And I'm listening to Adele. I'm listening to Adele. I would not assume that she was like a huge hit across all these demographics.
Okay, I get it.
That's what I'm saying. So anyway, I do think Ariana's Sweetener is popular because of how much press she got about Dangerous Woman.
At that time.
Yeah, so because Dangerous Woman was so good and got so much pub, I think that's what catapulted Sweetener's popularity and like her in terms of just like people being fans of Ariana Grande. I think that same thing happened with Kendrick after To Pimp a Butterfly going into this album. This album is not as good as To Pimp a Butterfly by any means, or the last album I should say, but it's like Humble was like his like biggest single ever.
That's Kendrick Lamar.
Humble? Oh my goodness. Yes. That's him.
That's the only song I know by Kendrick Lamar.
Wow.
One time I was in a marathon, that song was stuck for 3 miles.
Wait, what? On your phone?
So there's like a lot of good marathons on like the edge of Lake Michigan, and you lose the service all the time, and that song had just started, so I was like, well shit, this will probably be stuck for a while. 3 miles, over 15 minutes.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it's a good song, but I don't know if I can listen to any song. Yeah, I would say for that long.
I can't believe that's Kendrick Lamar.
Wow. Yeah, believe it, it's him. Yeah, I'm not even gonna. I was gonna go back to the Pink Panther thing, but that's I'm not gonna go back to it. But yeah. So I think that same thing happened again with his album. I think To Pimp a Butterfly was so great that then made him a bigger fan base, and then what catapulted his last album and specifically Humble. Anyway, which is a great album and great song, but still not as good as the predecessor. Best rap album, it ended up going to Cardi B, which is crazy because I don't think she had. I like Cardi B.
What's her album called?
Invasion of Privacy. I like Cardi B.
Huh.
I like her vibe. I like some of her songs. I don't think she has a ton of discernible talent, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I like her, I just don't think she's that talented. So the fact that she was even nominated for an award, I'm like, what? But again, I don't get too caught up in like snubs and who should get awards, who should be nominated, because I don't know how they pick it. So if you don't know how they pick it, you can't really argue. So then, but anyway, I think Book of Ryan by Royce da 5'9", a Detroit native.
What was that name?
Royce da 5'9", like a height.
But you're so lame.
You know what? There's a ton of people who claim they really like rap who don't even know who he is. Like, there's a ton of people in Detroit. There's a ton of people in Detroit who I've talked to about music, and they don't even mention him. So I mean, you're not the only person to not hear of him. But anyway, he should have got album of the year for sure, for rap album of the year. He wasn't even nominated. But out of the albums that were nominated, Pusha T's album Without a Doubt was the best, and then after him would have been Swimming by Mac Miller, in my opinion. So Cardi B, again, I guess congrats. I like Cardi B, but I mean, as far as just music and rating it, no way in the world. Best rap song, God's Plan 1, which is understandable. It was super popular. Video that went along with it that everyone really liked. Yeah, I was going to say, look, see, exactly. So it makes sense. It makes sense why it won, because it just appeals to a broader audience. King's Dead by... But no, it makes sense. Like,
I'm the broad audience.
Yeah, you're part of the broad audience. But King's Dead by Kendrick, in my opinion, should have won. And if not that, then Sicko Mode. You've heard Sicko Mode too, right?
I have not.
You've heard it. Yeah, if I played it, I think you'd be like, oh, I've heard it.
Who sings that?
You have Travis Scott and Drake. It sounds like a Drake song.
Huge Kylie Jenner fan. Okay. Oh,
there you go.
I was joking. Love Drake.
Do you?
I cannot tell you one song by Drake. Oh wait, God's Plan.
Yeah, you know what? No,
Is that Drake?
what? I mean, it is, but like you 100%. If we went down a list, I could go down a
Name
list of 10
another
songs.
song.
I mean, I don't know where do we even start. I
God's
mean,
Plan.
no, you know more Drake songs. Hotline Bling, you've heard Hotline Bling. That's
You used
probably
to
his most
call
popular.
me
Yeah, there you go,
on-
boom.
That's Drake.
That's probably his most
Wow.
popular like popish song. You
I do
what
know
mean?
Drake. I just don't know albums.
Okay, all right. Patty. All right, so now to horror films. So, like I said, not a huge fan of the dark. As a kid, did you have any like irrational fears as a kid? Oh, this is
Losing
gonna be
my
good.
sister.
This is going to be good. That was like that you were gonna lose her.
Yeah.
Wow. Like die?
I don't know, but I just thought maybe one day I would lose her.
Wow. That was morbid. That was so morbid.
Okay, second biggest fear. Actually, top biggest fear was definitely lockjaw.
What?
Okay.
You thought you were gonna get tetanus?
You've never heard of that?
No, I've heard of it. It's called
Yeah.
tetanus. I'm
Horrible.
saying.
Well, I think I was scarred. Like I watched this act on America's Got Talent get it from holding his mouth open too long. And then I was just convinced it was gonna happen to me. That's why scary movies don't affect me because they don't get lockjaw or get curb stamped. My second biggest fear. Okay.
Wait, why do you
seriously.
think you're gonna get curb stomped?
Those are my. They both have to do with like your jaw opening up too wide.
Wow.
Too big a fear.
That's amazing.
You asked for my biggest fear. You're afraid of the dark.
don't make fun of me because you. Oh my god! All right, my biggest
Okay.
fears were I thought there was a vampire in my closet. for some
Okay, I'm
reason
allowed
as
to
a
be afraid
kid.
of lockjaw.
Okay, but that's like a norm. Mine is like a kid like scared of the dark. Like what's in my closet. Like that's like a typical like.
Mine's something that could happen if something goes wrong.
I mean, I guess yours is more like rational, somewhat. Like
It
I
hasn't
guess.
happened to me yet, so. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I guess
rational, but-
lockjaw's like more rational for like a century ago, but like anyway, and then for whatever reason, this one's definitely irrational. I mean, the vampire one definitely was too, but I thought there was a raccoon under my bed that would like grab my foot at night, like if I stepped down, like if I had to go use the restroom at the middle of the night, like if I stepped down, I like picture like a raccoon grabbing my
Does
leg.
it have to be a raccoon?
I don't know why it was a raccoon. I have no idea why it was a raccoon.
That's funny.
But I pictured it, so I remember like screaming to my mom like, "Mom,
Aw.
Mom!" like to come pick me up from the
Yeah.
bed. Like again, the fact that I can remember it, way too old for that to have been the case.
Right. That's
So
sad. I feel bad now.
no, I mean I was fine.
That
I
one's a little more
I
bad.
slept with the light on way longer than I probably should have, but it's whatever.
I promise I've never slept with the light on.
Never.
I love the dark.
All right, weirdo.
I like being scared.
What?
Makes me go to bed faster.
All right, so horror movies. I made a list of the ones I've seen, and then I asked you to make a list of your top 5.
Okay. You go first.
You want me to go? All right,
Yeah.
I'll go first. So movies scary movies I've ever seen. The Last Exorcism I saw. I put kinda next to it because the last 15 minutes I closed my eyes and looked away.
Okay.
Yeah. It was what's funny is it was on like a double date in high school.
Oh.
One of my best friends from high school, or my
At the
best friend
theater?
from high school, he got a date with a girl that was on the volleyball team. She's
Cute.
older than us, right? So we thought like the coolest thing ever, right? Like
Big
someone who's
deal.
a girl a year older than you is like, for whatever reason, is like just like the coolest thing ever. So anyway, then it was like
Is
the
she
typical. What'd you say?
Is the girl that's older than you really cooler?
I mean, if she's cute too, like, I mean, that just was like, I don't know why, like, in your mind, like,
Good
that's
to
just
know.
like, wow, you got a junior and you're a sophomore, like, it's not really that big of a deal now, like,
Girls don't know that.
yeah. I don't know. I mean,
I'll
maybe
tell
she
him.
knew. I don't know. Anyway, so it's the
Got a
typical,
date.
like, hey, I'm bringing one of my friends, you bring one of your friends. So then it therefore becomes a double date.
Right.
So then we go, we were going to see another movie. I think it was The Town with Ben Affleck. We were going to go see that. It was sold out. Or the Times, whatever it was. And they're like, hey, how about we go see The Last Exorcism? Me and him both are on the same page of we don't like horror films. Like, we do not rock with them,
The
right?
girls were
Especially
excited.
ones with about spirits. And they're like, no, let's do it. So then obviously you can't look scared in front of them.
Right.
So you're like, oh, yeah, sure. So we go, we watch it, and like I said, the last 15 minutes, both of us are trying so like carefully to like not look at the screen, but not let them know that we're scared.
So what are you looking at?
So I'm just like looking off to the side. Like, I'm looking at the wall, but not making it obvious that I'm not looking at the screen, or like I'm looking down, like, you know what I mean, making it look like I'm looking at my phone for like 15 minutes straight, just a blank screen.
That's
funny. So no, funny story about that. The Conjuring I've seen, which is a good movie, but I was super scared.
It's a good
I
movie.
still think about The Conjuring to this day. Bride of Chucky, stupid. I saw that when I was younger. The Pyramid, really, really dumb movie. It's
Never
not,
heard of that.
Yeah, exactly. It was in theaters for whatever reason. It was one of the, I have it as one of the top 5 worst movies I've paid money for. So it's terrible. It's really, really bad. Truth or Dare, which you said.
Best movie in the world.
Crazy.
Nah,
that
top
movie,
3.
Horrible movie. I saw that Final Destination 1 through 3. Those are good.
Never
The first
seen any of those.
first 2 are good. It's a creative concept. It's more suspense than it is horror, but it's like it's a creative concept behind it. I've seen the first 30 minutes of It, which I thought was stupid.
Second best, top 3.
Oh, crazy.
My top 3 is like
this.
20
I can't
movies,
wait to
but-
hear this top 5. It Follows, which is really dumb. It was actually filmed in Detroit, which is interesting.
Never heard of it.
And then Hereditary, which came out last year. That one wasn't like
Haven't heard of that either.
bone chilling, but it wasn't for me. Get Out, which I guess if you want to consider that a horror film. Blair Witch Project.
I wouldn't consider Get Out a horror film.
Yeah, I mean they
It's
put it
pretty
as
happy
horror,
in the
but
beginning.
yeah, aren't they all? Well, no, this one wasn't. I guess. What did we just go see? What were we talking about?
Yeah,
Prodigy.
this was never
Yeah,
happy
they didn't-
once.
yeah, no, I was never happy.
No.
Get Out, like I said, Blair Witch Project, A Quiet Place, if you want to consider that a horror film, which
It's
that
hard
was
for
good.
Quiet Place to be a horror film if there's no words.
I
Okay,
disagree.
I feel like I should not be judging this movie.
But
I don't know.
but it was good though. It was a good movie. As I'm talking through, I feel bad because I'm starting to say some of these are good movies, even though I just explicitly
bad?
said at the beginning that horror films are usually bad. I still stand by that though.
See, that's why horror
Activity.
films are good, is because you don't think you like them, but you really do.
Some are good. I definitely didn't think I would like some of these, and they actually ended up being good. Paranormal Activity was not good, however. I did go to the movies to see that. The Sixth Sense, which I don't really consider that a horror either, but more suspense.
Haven't heard of that.
Good movie. That's crazy that you haven't heard of that. I've seen part of The Others. Have you ever heard of The Others?
No.
Came out a long time ago. Rosemary's Baby. I have not seen the movie, but they came out with like a short series. It might have been on Hulu about it, and that actually is good. It's like a demon baby, or like, it's like a cult. Something
Those ones are always
it's always like that, exactly.
Yep.
So it was actually kind of good, but I was scared. Orphan. Have you seen that?
Shut up. I was literally going through my phone to find out what that movie was called.
Orphan?
That's my favorite
You're trying
movie in
to
the world. That's top 3.
That I mean, you've named like 20 top 3s.
I know.
already, but no. Orphan, I've seen.
Wasn't that a good
Gothica.
movie?
Have
Never
you
heard
ever-
of that one.
Halle Berry, and I don't even remember Gothica too detailed, but I was like looking at horror movies. I was, I have seen that. I just can't remember it. I haven't seen it in years. Shudder scared me.
Never heard of that.
Went to the theaters to see that one. And then The Purge, if you want to consider that a horror film.
It's
That-
hard, but it is a horror film.
It is. It's an interesting concept with The
It's
Purge.
not a happy movie.
No, definitely not
So
a happy
it's a horror
movie.
film.
I've seen the first one. So The Purge is an interesting concept because, not because you look at it and you're like, oh yeah, like what if we did that? What if we like kill people? But movies like that make you think.
Because they're kind of realistic.
Well, that's the
It
thing.
could happen.
It's not so much that I think like the government will say like, hey, we're gonna start this day where like all bets are off.
Right.
But what is realistic about it is if the government did do that, I think people would react very similarly to how they do in the movie.
Right.
Like that's the scary
That's how
part.
it would go.
Yeah, that's how it would go. That's the scary part, is that like people would lose all civility and actually start killing
It'd be
people.
horrible. Yep.
So that's the really nice part.
What would you do if there was a purge?
I mean, I'd definitely like hide. Like I'm not.
Good. I don't know if you were a lover or a fighter.
No, lover. No, I'm not taking it. I'm not trying to take it.
Sometimes though, I think it's better to be a fighter, like be on the bad side. Definitely not
Yeah. What
talking
would you
from
do?
experience.
Yeah, what would you do, Patty?
I mean, like, if you're hiding, people are trying to get you. If you're out there fighting, like, you're trying to fight people.
That is the definition.
That being said, I would hide in my basement.
Yeah.
Probably in my car. Actually, no one would look in the car.
What? That's the first place. People are gonna definitely go in your car. You might
Trunk?
You might die before they say go. Like they're gonna be waiting. Like,
They're
yep,
already
I just
there.
saw a girl get in the car. Like she's first. get a head start and kill you first.
That's funny because that's happened to me.
What? What? Wait, no, elaborate.
No,
What
it's okay. This one time at Faster Horses, my plan was to sleep in my car, but the security guard watched me get in my car.
Yeah.
But I had no clue which car I was in, so he was choosing between like these 3 cars. He's just circling around them. And I'm this 17-year-old blonde girl that's afraid of everything, so I'm just laying there not moving. I was sure my time was coming. I didn't know what he wanted from me. So I actually ended up falling asleep. Oh, the worst part about it, I couldn't lock my car because I didn't want the noise. You're right, I would not go in my car during the purge because I can't even do it at Faster Horses.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
All right. So top 5 movies. Top 5 horror
top
movies.
5. Yeah.
You.
No, I don't have a top. I don't have
top 5.
No, I don't have a top 5. You have
Okay.
a top 5?
So
I haven't seen enough to like. I haven't liked enough to really give you.
have you seen
a
any
top
of the
5.
Saw movies?
I've never seen any of that. No,
Oh my God,
the list I
Todd.
just gave you is like literally every horror movie I've ever seen.
Okay, well, all the Saw movies combined into one. I think there's about 8.
Mm.
That's my top favorite movie. I really liked The Orphan, like you said. I liked The Ring. Have you heard of that?
I have heard of The Ring. I have not seen it.
Oh wait, I
It's
don't think
scary.
I want to use that one. So I'm already at 2.
The Ring used to mess me up. I never saw it, and I would be
The Ring
scared
messed
when
me
my
up.
TV, when the TV would
See,
like.
that's why I liked it.
get
It was
snow?
so real. Yeah.
I don't know about real, but it
Oh,
definitely
it could
made me
happen in
think.
a heartbeat.
Could it?
Yeah.
I don't know about the physics behind that one, but all right, go ahead, continue.
I really liked Split. I don't know if you'd call that a scary movie.
Oh yeah, have you seen Glass yet?
No.
You know that's like the next part.
I have not even heard of Glass, actually.
Oh,
I know.
know you were gonna say that. All right, go ahead.
This is actually pushing it up. So those are 4 movies that I've seen. I really liked It. You already said It. I don't want to count that one. Might be top 10. But then Truth or Dare. Why didn't you like Truth or Dare?
Cause it was dumb.
It. Favorite movie ever is The Cabin in the Woods.
Okay.
But it's kind of like Truth or Dare. It's almost the same kind of movie.
Well,
Those two
I
combined
can't tell you
into
if it was or wasn't. I didn't
It's
see
a
it.
really good movie.
Well, you know, you have to forgive me if I don't take your word for it.
You should look it up.
But yeah,
Or
maybe-
Texas Chainsaw.
Texas Chainsaw.
Texas
I've
Chainsaw's a
heard-
good movie.
I mean, I've heard good things about it. Another one that I have no intention of seeing.
So that's how the Prodigy kind of started. I thought it was going to be more about like the butcher.
Oh, yeah,
Are we allowed
yeah,
to talk
yeah.
about what happens?
Oh yeah, no. It's full disclosure. I'm actually gonna.
Oh.
I was just about to give a full movie description.
As he does this, just think about Texas Chainsaw because it's the same movie. In the beginning.
Yeah, I was about to say the beginning. Like they get right to it. So anyway,
Oh wait, one more. Have you
Yeah.
seen The Silence of the Lambs?
I have not.
You
That
will
is
not
ranked
sleep
as
for years.
yeah. It's definitely ranked up there as like
Yep.
a top horror film. I haven't seen it and don't intend to watch it.
Yeah, it was a bad one.
So the background on this movie. Usually I'll just give like a brief description of the movie and then get into the review. But for this
Okay.
one, I think that I can like quickly give a synopsis and like full recap of the movie.
Even
like,
the ending?
in 60 seconds. Yes.
I'm timing you because that's impressive. Because
Boom. Here we go.
I couldn't do the last 10 minutes of that movie.
Right. so we start out with a girl that's escaping like a house in the middle of nowhere, right? She's escaping. She's trying
Texas Chainsaw House.
Yeah, so she's escaping this creepy house. She's lost one of her hands. So then we pan back over to the guy who did it. This guy who's crazy, like mass murderer, who his trademark is cutting off his victims' hands. They're all women. Anyway, at the same time that the police raid his house and kill him on spot, they find him, kill him. Same time, this baby is born. So they're going back and forth between these different shots, between him dying and this baby being born.
And there's no correlation.
There's no correlation, but you can kind of put 2 and 2 together that there's something. There's a reason that they're showing us both at the same time. So, so
I did not put 2 and 2
Patty
together.
did not put
until
that
an
together
hour and a
until
half.
maybe 5 minutes before the movie was over. So until they explained it in the movie, Patty was like, "Whoa, that's him," and I'm like, "Yes, that's what they're alluding to, foreshadow."
I remember turning to you. I was like, he's gonna be inside him.
I was like, "Yo, yes,
Okay.
we got that."
Anyway,
So
I just ruined your 60-second biography.
No, you didn't ruin it. So
Okay.
so anyway, go to this kid, the kid that's the Mason, who's the main kid that we're focusing on Prodigy.
Miles.
It's Mason. I'm pretty sure, right?
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry, but it's Miles. And the only reason I remember that is because the
I'm about to-
hashtag is "What's wrong with Miles?"
Shoot.
Myles.
Dang. Is it Miles?
That's my
Anyway.
final answer.
All right, so whatever this kid's name is, and I'm saying whatever because I'm still not sold that that's Miles, but it might be. Anyway, the kid's name, whatever the kid's name is, the kid's creepy. The kid is super smart, hence the name of the Prodigy. But they also realize that he has like this dark side that's super violent. So you go throughout the movie, parents trying to figure out what's wrong with him. He's doing creepy stuff. He's like abusing his like babysitter. He killed their pet dog. End up finding out, going to the specialist, that he is sharing his body with not only his consciousness but this killer that they featured at the beginning of the movie, who is reincarnated into his body. So the only way for the reincarnation to leave his body is for the reincarnation, the reincarnated guy or whatever, to complete whatever he was like coming back to do. So in this specific thing, he was coming back to kill the woman who got away from his house before he died. So then the mom realizes this, takes the boy to.
Worst idea ever.
She decides she's going to kill the lady so that the killer inside her son leaves and she can have her son back. That doesn't go as planned. Obviously, the boy comes out, kills the lady, kills the mom, and now. Oh, and also. Huh?
You skipped a lot.
I mean, it's just a quick synopsis, right? Kills the lady, kills the mom. Now the boy's free.
Was that the mom died?
Yeah, the mom died. Yeah, no, it takes her out. So then he gets into a new family, like foster family, and little do they know he's about to be killing them too, and that's how it ends. So, the movie in total is about an hour and a half. It came out on the 8th. Came out this past Friday, and we went on Sunday.
Yeah.
Notable cast: Taylor Schilling, who is Sarah, who is Sarah in the movie. She's also in The Orange is the New Black, Argo, and The Lucky One. Fun fact about Taylor Schilling is that Patty asked me at the beginning of the movie if
First
that
time
was.
we saw her face.
She said, "Is that Emily Blunt?" And then I said, "No, I can't believe you just asked that." And she said, "Wait, it's not Reese Witherspoon, is it?" And then I again said, "No."
I said
that? You said that. Yep, I wrote it down.
I
So I did
forgot
not
about
forget.
Reese Witherspoon.
And so I
eyes.
then was like, no, that also isn't the person. Next, we had Brittany Allen, who is Margaret St. James in the movie, who is the escape victim who ends up getting killed at the end anyway.
Was she famous?
Like
Good
is she in
actor?
other? She's in other stuff, but she's not
Okay.
anything notable. And then Jackson Robert Scott, who is Miles or Mason, whichever you prefer, because I do not remember his. Yeah, it is Miles. You're
I
right.
know, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I just looked it up. Yeah, so Miles. Anyway. The opening scene, it was, like I said, I just went through it really quickly, but a couple things that stood out to me. One, it was in Ohio, which is where I'm from.
It was in
so
Ohio.
I was a little unsettled by that because there are a lot of random roads like that in Ohio where there's just like farm, which, I mean, same thing with a lot of states in the Midwest, but that definitely was
Like
not comforting
Michigan?
for me to see. I knew something wasn't right when the kid, by the way, Miles, he has one blue eye and one, was it blue and brown or blue and red? Whatever the heck his eyes
One
are.
blue, one brown.
Brownish, yeah.
Yeah.
So he has two different eye colors, and I've seen that before, which doesn't necessarily make you a weirdo. But he also had an abnormally large head as a baby.
Oh yeah, that was.
You can't be
horrible.
both.
No.
You can't be both. Choose one of the
I
other.
think it's
Miles.
the head. You can't have a big head.
His head was
Bad sign.
weird, man. He had a weird cut. He just was weird, man.
Yep.
And you got to know when you see a kid, and you know how sometimes you just know a kid is off.
Do you want to know what makes me sad?
What?
That baby. That's a real baby that we're making fun of.
Dang, you're right. Yeah, it's not.
They put a description up for this actor. We need a small baby with a big head. Like, doesn't
Right.
it make you feel bad sitting here talking shit about him? Like,
And the fact that his parents were like, "Oh, our baby's perfect. Our baby looks weird."
he's gonna grow up knowing he was Miles in
You're
this
right.
movie. Like,
You're a
Not
perfect
good.
horror baby.
Yeah.
You're a scary looking baby, so we put you in a
Oh,
horror
sad.
film.
He
Yeah,
did a good job though.
the baby.
The baby, and as he grew up, he did a good. That actor was good.
Yeah, no, he did do a good job. He was creepy.
He was.
Sometimes you just gotta throw the whole kid away. You just gotta get
Well-
rid of the kid. You look at the kid and you're like, he's not right.
Where do you
He's
put
not.
him?
I don't know. You give him away to. I don't know, man. You gotta do something because that kid wasn't right.
Yeah.
And that,
they knew he wasn't.
They knew he wasn't right from the jump.
Mom was worried the whole time.
And a couple of my pet peeves, bad kids, like
Right.
in real life, bad kids, annoying kids, and weird kids, in that order.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I like weird kids, but I do agree.
It
with
depends
annoying.
on how weird, like what type of weird. His type of weird, obviously, is
I
not
like
acceptable.
nerdy weird.
Nerdy's cool. Yeah, nerdy's
fun,
cool.
especially when I have to push their glasses up all the time.
Nerdy kids are cool. Nerdy kids who just know who they are, like, I'm cool with that. But like weird ones, like who are just like staring. You know, the kids that
The kids that
I was about to say that like that just like killing and destroying stuff, like
Yep.
killing bugs. Like they showed him, like he just is like killing bugs, right? We've
Yeah.
all stepped on an ant, but he just to enjoy killing things. Like that's
Right.
weird. That's weird, man. Or kids who just like weirdly stare at you when you talk to them and don't
You're
say
right.
anything.
The staring thing really gets.
That's
me.
weird. Or kids
Yeah.
who don't talk, like kids who, hey, how you doing today, man? And he doesn't respond. It's like you're 5, so that's not
Right.
acceptable. Like
You
you know
know
how to talk. Yeah, come on. So that always weirds me out.
But then what do? Do you try again?
Nah, I don't try it too hard. Like if
I do. I always try too hard.
nah, I can see
If that kid's not talking to me, I'm full story. Just
Yeah.
getting him comfortable with me.
See, no, like
Never works.
I start, hey, how you doing, man? And maybe go for it. You go for the high five or like fist bump, right?
Rejected.
And then if they just are like do the thing where they like cower behind their parent, like go behind their parent's
Oh,
leg
yeah.
and like do that, or they just look at me like this, like really weird. I'd be like, it's all good, man. I know how it is, and then I just keep going like I don't even know. I'm like I just change the subject, right, and start talking to
Yeah.
the adult or parent again, and I'm like I'm not gonna like be creepy and like
Like me.
make the kid uncomfortable. Yeah, I
I
was
get
saying
on
I'm
my
not
knees.
even
I'm like, it's
catty,
okay. I'm not a stranger.
Yeah. Here, want some candy? Yeah,
All
no
right.
weirdo. But yeah, and so this lady also from the first scene, we also find out later that her son goes to MSU.
Yeah, that
Like
was
she just
weird.
she's like, yeah, my son's at Michigan State, and I'm like, dang, that is like 2 weird things in
Right.
a row that like are connecting to me, and I don't like that.
Did you watch when she died?
Yes,
It was really graphic.
it was super graphic.
That was a really graphic.
I feel like it was rated R because of that scene.
Yeah.
Like the rest of it wasn't
Yeah,
super
I was
graphic.
gonna say
It was-
this movie didn't have to be rated R.
no, it was really
But I also
that
didn't
scene.
watch that part, so. makes
Yeah, it was really disgusting. So I also have a list of a couple quotes from you in the movie.
From me?
Yeah, from when we were watching and you looked over and said random quotes throughout the movie. First is when they in that again opening scenes when she's having the baby, and they first get to the hospital and you say, "Wait, she still has her pants on." I said, "Yes." They just got to the hospital and you're like, "You can't have a baby with pants on." I'm like, "Yes, that is
This
true,
is
Patty.
true.
Yep, that is
Okay,
a
I'm
fact."
glad we're on the same page. I forgot I said that.
Yep. Oh no, I was not gonna forget.
I have
that.
never seen a birthing scene where she has jeans on.
No, neither
No.
have I. But I mean, you could have gave her some time. She was still getting adjusted.
No, the nurse, the first thing you do is you take the pants off, you put a jacket
That's-
thing on.
First thing you do is
Just
take your
trust me
pants
on
off.
that one, yeah. Alright, what else did I say?
I also made note that I just knew early into the movie like that I was like, okay, Patty's one of those like she's a commenter throughout the movie. You know,
I
that
am
was
a
just like-
commentator.
yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
it was a comment. It was entertaining. You know,
Well,
so
usually it's my
part is-
sister, right? And we're thinking the same thing. So I'm like, did you see
You
that?
know, that's
She still
fair.
has pants on. She's like, I know, so weird. I'm like, I tell Todd, he's like, yeah. I'm like, cool.
Also, I think it was the baby, like when they got a shot, like the baby had to get
Oh,
a shot,
yeah.
and you were like, "Oh my God, I can't look, the baby's getting a shot," but you did not. No part of you flinched when you saw the lady had a severed hand.
I
Like,
know.
the lady had a severed hand, and Patty just like, "Oh man, she lost her hand."
It was
the
a
baby
full
is
needle
getting like
going
a
into
you.
a baby's leg. That was one. It was the size
You're
of
like,
my
"Oh, I
finger."
can't see that's a shot." I'm like, "Wait, there's like way more gory parts in this movie, and you." You
I
turn
forgot
away from
about
a
that.
shot.
I hate shots.
Also, I was making some connections throughout the movie. Obviously he was super smart, 4.0 student. Weren't you a 4.0 student?
Yeah, but
Patty?
are you calling me the Prodigy?
I'm not calling. I'm just all I'm doing is asking questions. That's all I'm
Okay,
doing.
yes,
Land
I was
factor.
the 4 point.
In the honors college too,
Yes.
and you graduated early.
Uh-huh.
So I mean that's
All
pretty
right.
smart. You're pretty intelligent. I
Thank
mean,
you.
where did all that come from? Is that just you just being a genius, or is
So,
that
like I
maybe
said once at work-
a past life? I don't know.
Oh man.
Did-
See,
did-
my
was
smartness
Amy a
comes out
4.0
other
honors
times.
student?
No,
So
she wasn't. She didn't even make the honors college.
So only one of you is possibly reincarnated.
Oh God, it's me.
Do you remember
It's
anything from
Einstein.
past
He's
life?
inside of me.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Same birthday.
All the way, man. You went to the smartest person.
Is he dead?
Oh,
Oh, no.
God, Patty.
Okay. Is he?
Yes, he is. Yeah, actually, I should just answer so that you don't ask someone else.
Yeah.
I should be. Yeah, just be a good friend.
Okay.
Also what I like to do in scary movies is identify who looks killable. There's some people who you just know
The
aren't gonna
dad
make
was
it.
such an easy target.
The dad, he had a killable face. You knew he was not gonna make it.
Do you think he's? So what happened was that they were driving and then Miles broke his seatbelt and got in a
Yeah.
car accident. Do you think he'll come back? He was just in a
I mean-
coma. He'll probably come back.
I mean, they're probably not gonna make a second one. I'd imagine.
They could.
You know what? They definitely could. I don't know. I said that as if horror movies have any integrity.
Yeah.
They
What do
probably
you
will.
think?
Yeah, they'll probably try to make a second one. But
Okay.
they left it open to where they could.
Right.
But you know, how long can this kid just keep killing people? You know what I mean? I don't know how long you can keep doing that. Spiel
Well,
where the
another
kid
family takes him on. They think
And
he's
he
a
kills-
sweet, innocent kid who kills everybody.
And then what? And then like he just goes like each movie is just him like people not putting it together like all these dead bodies keep coming up around this kid like what's
He's
that?
6 years old.
Yeah.
I wouldn't ever expect him.
I'll be like if there, what's the common denominator?
Todd sees the
here?
hat, he's like, it's him.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I don't mess around. But no, the dad is trying to take him basically to get like locked up, like in this like, I don't know where he was taking some facility.
Why would
where
you
he was gonna
tell
get locked
him,
up.
though?
They weren't telling him. They were just too loud. They were talking about it when he was creeping on them.
No, he turned to him in the car and said, he told him where he's going.
Oh, that was dumb. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you just first of all, why did you have the kid? The kid pulled out like a pair of like,
Scissors.
like I mean,
Real
they just
sharp
were they were like the kind that you like.
Oh, yeah, he's sharp
That you like cut bushes with. Like, I mean, them things were like, I'm like, how did no one notice that he had that? He
You're
pulled
right.
it out like it was like a cartoon where you pull like this huge like mallet out of your pocket. That's literally where he pulled these scissors out
Right.
of thin air and stabs this guy. So I'm like, first of all, the kid would have been strapped down. We know the kid's violent. So why are you all sleeping in the room without the doors
Right.
locked? Like, it was so many precautions. Which, I mean, obviously, there's always these warning signs in movies that make you say, why did you do that? I feel like they do it on purpose.
Right.
But the dad, like I said, the dad looked killable. The babysitter was super killable, too. But the babysitter
she
got up
die?
out of there.
Yeah.
No. The babysitter, he set up, like, broken glass on the steps where he knew she'd walk.
Just
and then,
like A Quiet Place with the nail.
like
Yeah.
saying, similar. Yeah. Wait, did you see A Quiet Place?
That's the part that I watched.
Did you only see part of it?
Mhm.
What? How did you only see
I
part of
watched-
the movie?
I watched a really good part, actually.
Did you go and leave?
No, I watched it with Matt.
Wait, when was this?
Sorry.
It hasn't been on.
It's on
TV that
like
has
the
it?
TV that I think it's on. What did I tell you that we have Fire Stick?
Yeah.
it's on
Oh,
there.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't know why I just said that as if I like not privy to
Thank
like
you.
like watching movies online for free. Like I just like
1, 2, 3
completely don't know about
movies?
that. Yeah. So
Shout out to you.
yeah, right. We don't endorse that on this podcast.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. No.
I've actually never watched a
it is.
movie on anything besides Netflix.
Yeah.
I'm
except for
afraid of the
A Quiet
government.
Place. But yeah, no, the babysitter looked super killable. She didn't die,
Yeah,
but she
she
was
did.
smart. She got up out of there. I didn't see her again after that scene, so she got
Or-
up out. She decided, hey, I'm done with babysitting because she knew something was off with the kid.
Or like when the mom kept doing staring contests with her son that she knew was possessed.
Yeah, she's like,
Horrible
let's
idea.
have a staring contest, and she's like, wait, this guy's in my kid, like.
Yeah.
Come on now,
Let's have another one.
I get a mother's love and just like again a father's love as well. Like
Right.
it's your kid, but like if something's off, like just safety. Like
you don't have to love it.
this kid's you don't have to love him. I'm not saying that. That's
I
not
am.
what I was. That's not the point I was getting to. What I was getting to is if the kid's violent, and we know he has no problem harming us or the family, then I mean again strapping him down, locking my door. I mean there's just certain precautions I would take so
Right.
that he couldn't take me out the game, which he did. Warning signs in movies, like there always are. Listen to the dog. That's why I say
Always
any
listen to
horror
the dog.
movie that you have the dog. Whenever I hear my dog barking at home, like at my parents' house, and I see it like seemingly barking at nothing or thin air, I get nervous. I'm
Yep.
like, wait, what do you see that I don't see? They have a heightened sense of awareness. So I mean,
But I have never seen a scary movie where the dog survives.
no,
Ever.
no, never, and they never listen to the dog. They always take the dog out.
Yeah, it's sad.
The people never. Oh, what's wrong? What do you mean? What's wrong? He's barking at your son that's obviously possessed.
Right.
Because he's killing things and violent, like obviously. Also, usually in movies, like in this one, the way one of the ways they knew that he was being inhabited by like another spirit or whatever was it was speaking a different language. He was speaking
Oh,
Hungarian. Usually
for
it's
the one
Latin.
time.
I thought it was gonna be Latin because usually like when
Is that bad?
at this point we didn't know he was reincarnated yet. We thought it was like possibly like a spirit or like a demon or something like that. So usually it's Latin, like when the demons will start speaking Latin, and I'm like, oh man, like that should be a
Plus
warning
he's
sign.
sleeping. Like,
He's sleeping and speaking like a different language. Like that's come on
except
now.
the
Like,
one time he's sleeping, you might want to beep this out. He randomly turns and he goes, "Go fuck yourself."
yeah, oh yeah, that messed me up.
I'm like, what are you talking about? You're
Yeah.
6 years old.
Yeah, no, that messed me up. See, it's stuff like that. I
Yeah,
think that was
that
one of
was
those
warning
moments where I
sign,
like
yeah.
kind of like jumped a
Me
little
too.
bit.
I didn't like that at all.
But yeah, no. So, so if he hears this, he's gonna be salty that I told the story. But my freshman year roommate Trey, one of my best friends,
Sorry, Trey.
Sorry, Trey. He used to talk in his sleep. Where I think it was stress induced.
Really?
Like I don't think he did it I don't think he still does it, but he used to like just talk in his sleep and like just like move around a lot. Like
wow.
And I used to be nervous, right? Because I just never see. I would be like,
you're right. That's scary.
When I first started living with him, you don't know him that well. Like now, obviously, like really good friends know him really well. At the time, I don't know him that well. We're still getting to know each other the first couple weeks of school. And I used to stay up really late. And he was like pre-med and on the football team. So he'd be super passed out like at a certain time. He'd be super tired. I'd be up till like 3 a.m. And he'd just start like
talking.
He'd just start like screaming, yelling stuff and like turn around. God. And it would just be gibberish. It wouldn't be a different language or anything like that. But it would just be like gibberish. Like just stuff that didn't like.
Does he remember it when he wakes up?
No, he doesn't remember it at all. So I would always be like, looking at him like I would always be super, and it would freak me out or whatever. And I tell him about him when he woke up. He's like, "What? Like that's crazy." Like I used to do that, and I'd be like super tired, like in high school sometimes. Anyway, but yeah, no, I always think about that whenever I see people like talking in their sleep because I'd never seen it before.
Yeah, I didn't like that he talked in his sleep.
Yeah, I would always be on edge when like he talked on his, and then obviously like you just get used to it and it's like, oh okay, whatever. But yeah, I don't know why they kept putting themselves in situations where it's just not to succeed.
Set themselves up a lot.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he was. They put him in rooms with sharp objects. Like, even if you're a parent and you're not scared of your own safety, I'll be nervous for him. If he's showing these violent tendencies, I'd be nervous that maybe he'd be willing to harm himself. So, like, they just weren't taking, like, proper precautions at all. Okay, what I do like about this movie that had, like, a little bit of creativity to it that wasn't just the same thing.
It had some funny parts.
It definitely had some. Well, what parts?
I thought it was funny when he went to the, what do you call it? That like mind reader, and it was like, what are they gonna say when I find pubic hair that I placed in my teeth?
That was crazy. I mean, I don't. What's wrong with you? But yeah, no, that was messed up. Yeah,
that's the only part I remember.
that was crazy when he
lists off all these things.
Yeah, he's like blackmailing him. That was crazy. But
it's creative though.
It was creative, like when I haven't seen like reincarnation in a horror film before. Usually, like I said, you expect it to be like a demon that's like possessed the kids. So I thought that was a little bit of a twist on it. So it wasn't just the same old story, where it was a reincarnated soul that was violent that inhabited the kid. So again, I thought that was a little bit different. If you could be reincarnated into any person, like, or not maybe one that like a person that you know, but more so like a lifestyle, like doing something different or into a different country or something like that, what would it be?
My sister.
What? So you just have the same exact life?
I'd be Amy, and then if you mean like a whole new lifestyle, I would probably be someone like in Paris, like a cliche answer, like some girl that's in love with the Eiffel Tower, like.
All right.
France, Germany.
Okay.
What would you do?
I don't know. I wrote that question down. I didn't even have an answer for myself.
Or I'd be a football player at University of Texas.
All right. I mean, I guess that's a good one too.
I'd be Sam Ellinger if I could come back in another life. Please tell me you know who that is. From Zero, you have to know.
No, I know who it is. I'm just laughing at the fact that that's who you'd be.
Yeah.
If you could be reincarnated into any animal, what would it be?
Ooh. Probably a dolphin. It's so cliche.
Yeah, I would be something chill. Like
a turtle.
That's why mine was a turtle. Either a turtle or like.
Well,
no, I couldn't be that slow.
A dog for sure.
Maybe a sea turtle. Sea turtle. I could be a sea turtle or.
Sea turtle versus dog. You don't get any love as a sea turtle.
You live longer though. I'm thinking about life expectancy. Or elephant. Elephants live a long time and they have great memories.
So boring though.
Yeah, but it's just like.
All you do is.
Is that what sound elephants make? What? Oh man. Do that again?
I can. I can only do it once.
You're not a good elephant. Nope.
Once.
Also in the movie, talking about when he went to the therapist or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been hypnotized before?
I have once.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you do? Did you do anything crazy?
Or
say anything stupid? What did they do? What did they have you do?
It was like supposed to be like there's a thunderstorm going on, or like there's a rainstorm going on, and then there's thunder, and then I just like thought that I was like super like literally like drenched, like wet. Did
you when you came to, you don't remember it, do you? Or did you remember?
I remember being wet.
That's crazy.
I know. It was really fun.
Did someone like record you?
No, the whole class did it together actually.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then my follow-up was if you let yourself be hypnotized, and
I wouldn't do it for like personal like grabbing stuff from my brain.
Yeah.
But This one was different because nothing happened to me.
Right.
Would
right.
you do it?
No.
Yeah, no, I don't think I would know that about myself.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it'd work on me because you have to let, like they always say, you have to let yourself be hypnotized. I wouldn't let myself be hypnotized. So I don't know.
You're right.
So what would you rate this movie? Scale of 1 to 10.
I'm an easy movie. I'd give it a 10.
No.
Okay.
No. You can't. No, you cannot give it a 10.
9.5 because the mom died.
What?
Okay, if we're being serious, I would give it at least a 9.
A 9. Okay.
But also, I'm such an easy movie.
I give it a 5.8. 5.8. It's a 5.8. So then my follow up to this, I already know your answer. Be based on that 9.5, maybe 10.
I didn't like it.
Would you suggest someone to go see it on opening night, $5 Tuesday, Netflix, or don't watch it all?
It depends the person. Like, if I love you, I'd probably say don't watch it.
If you don't like them, tell them to go on opening night?
Yeah.
All right.
Otherwise, wait for it to come out on Netflix so you can watch it in your house.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's one thing to watch a scary movie at the movie theaters, but, like, you'd rather be at your house where you know, like, I don't know where I'm going with this, but, like, nothing's going to happen, right?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
I had it as a don't watch. Like, I would not. I mean, you could probably guess that from a 5.8 rating, but I would say don't waste your time. If you really want to and you're just curious, go ahead. But you're okay if you don't see it.
So the reason we went to this movie is because we were in Atlanta, and Todd wanted the Rams to win. So what movie did you want to go see?
Lego movie.
We were gonna go see the Lego movie if the Rams won.
We were gonna review that.
Otherwise,
which great.
I got to go see the Prodigy, and the Patriots won, so we got to go see the Prodigy.
So here we are. All right. So upcoming movies. What are you excited about?
Todd, I couldn't tell you one movie that's coming out.
A trailer? You haven't seen that cool trailer?
That one with we just talked about it.
No, you're gonna steal mine. Frozen 2?
No, but I forgot about that.
Frozen 2 is mine.
The one with Amy. Fat Amy.
Oh, yeah. It's the Valentines movie. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I'm about to look
but
that up.
actually, so since I don't go to the movies often, I never see the trailers. And that trailer that was the first one that came on, remember when I turned to you, I was like, this looks so good.
Yeah.
I would see that movie. I don't remember. I wrote it down. Oh, Todd, we should see this movie. It's in March.
Wait, I forgot what,
I completely forgot everything it's about, but I remember it looking good. It was called The Informer. I looked at it and I was like,
that didn't look bad. That definitely didn't look bad.
It looks like it's like a scary movie, but also like action.
Isn't it romantic? That's the one. With
That's the movie I was
Rebel
talking
Wilson.
about.
Yeah.
Funny.
I am gonna go see that. But yeah.
Does it come out tomorrow? No.
Something like that. I think tomorrow tonight, something like that. So yeah, what's today? 13th. Yeah. So tomorrow 14th. Yeah.
Why? What other movies are coming out?
I mean, there's a ton coming out, but like I said, Frozen 2 is definitely on my list. Frozen, I'm not like one of those crazy like Frozen fanatics. I actually thought the first one was overhyped. I did like it. It's a good movie, but I didn't think it was like the
soundtrack is good.
People were acting like it was the greatest movie of our generation. But it was a good movie.
That's not true because that's Moana.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know if I have Moana over Frozen. I do like Moana. But I don't know. I don't know which one I like both of them though.
What about that one movie? I haven't seen the first 3. Shoot.
That would be an issue.
Toy Story.
Oh, that's crazy that you haven't seen those.
No, but
Toy
I do
Story
know the
4,
one song.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Toy Story 4 is for sure a must go to. Don't even attempt it. Don't even attempt. Yeah, that's it. That's my favorite. That's my favorite Disney song of all time.
See, this is why that song is messed up to me. Can you sing one part of it?
No, I'm not singing any parts of
it.
it.
All I know is it's super positive, but Todd, the only part I've seen is a bunch of toys falling down into this huge fire thing.
Okay, they lived.
So I'm just combining the
They're
song
toys.
with that, and they're just so controversial that I'm like.
Yeah, no, they lived.
I need to watch that movie.
They lived to see another
I need to
day.
watch all 3.
You definitely need to see it. So, all right. Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Yep.
I hope you think you did well. We'll go back.
Sorry about my high movie rating for
right. Yeah. Oh man.
I just don't want anyone to hear like I gave you a 5.8. Like those producers worked hard.
They did work hard, but work harder. So.
Whoa.
All right. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week. Peace.
I don't think I'll be back next week.